on the rack. It's about having someone with you, a professional personal shopper who can guide you in what to buy. Again, you have to incentivize people because nowadays people don't have the cash to spend, and if they're going to spend it, they want an experience.
Folks, those of you who work in the office, you know you have copiers, you have computers, you have scanners, you have fax machines. Whenever something goes wrong, the people at the other end sort of connect it to the computer. And the copiers will tell you they need cartridges, they need all of those things. They're coming up, making your life simple. Even when you go to get your car repaired, these guys put that communication tool, well, the car tells them what is wrong with them. The computers tell them what is wrong with them. I mean, that's how it's working out. The next item that people have on their agenda is to make sure that your washer dryer talks to you. Your oven talks to you. Your refrigerator talks to you. I mean, that's the technology that is now coming up. Isn't that fun?
No, it's definitely fun, but I don't think for everyone. I was reading this article in Wired magazine about, there are those people who are very skeptical about technology and worried about how it affects your health. Like, don't stand too close to the microwave. Those waves are going to get you. The cell phone is dangerous for your health. You don't know what's happening when you have that phone up to your ear all of the time. Well, this article really made me laugh out loud because it notes that there have been 46 blind and double-blind studies of this electromagnetic hypersensitivity syndrome, as they call it, and none of them have found a credible correlation between the ailments of any radio wave or magnetic field. So basically, we see headlines every once in a while in the newspaper or watching television news about cell phones may cause cancer and these kinds of very scary headlines coming across the screen. But there's no evidence to back that stuff up. And it's amazing how just that suggestion can cause so much fear in people,
That's very true. And it's nothing but a fear. And I believe the Wired magazine says, keep the fear alive,
Yeah.
Keep the fear alive. I want to tell you a technology story that will warm your heart. Folks, there is a tremendous unemployment in the municipal governments, So they're not able to come and check your house when you do improvement, because when you do improvement, your property tax goes up. People don't want to pay property tax, so they want to improve their homes without property tax.
Under the radar.
Under the radar. But certain things you can't do under the radar. For example, if you make an addition, or if you have a swimming pool, the governments have learned that there is such a thing called Google Earth. Mm-hmm. There is such a thing called GPS technology. So up in Long Island, New York, the municipality there just thought that there were just way too many swimming pools that are out there than the ones that have been registered with them. So by looking at the GPS, they now send all those homeowners an extra property tax bill. They got caught.
Oh.
GPS technology is now going to replace a whole lot of those inspectors that used to go and check your cars and property, whether you did any extension or put in a pool in the backyard. And many other things are still on the way.
We can see a generation gap in many parts of our lives, and one is in communication. There was a great piece in the Washington Post about how few millennials are actually talking on the phone. Now, mind you, they have their phone with them all the time, but they're more likely doing emails or texting than actually having a conversation. And there are a whole bunch of boomers out there who don't understand why their kids aren't calling them back. They leave a voicemail, they'd like to have a conversation, and instead they get an email, or a couple of days or even weeks later, they might get, a text message or a short phone call. But what fascinated me was when you talk to people who are no longer really using the phone for conversation anymore, what they were saying is that getting a phone call is almost like an intrusion. It can feel like it's, invading your schedule. So you would rather have a brief text that you can respond to very quickly or an email that you can respond to on your own time than to be interrupted so rudely by a phone call.
I never thought I'll see that day.
I know.
I thought when you get a phone call, you get so happy somebody's calling me. But nowadays, the busy schedules we have, you're absolutely right. Telephone is an interruption.
They're saying, you know, phone calls require a dedicated block of time, whereas emails and text messages can be sent while you're doing other things.
While you're driving.
Right. Well, it probably shouldn't be, but it happens, right? Not only are people making fewer calls, but they're also having shorter conversations. The average length of a cell phone call has dropped from 2.38 minutes in 1993 to 1.81 minutes in 2009. So less calls, shorter calls, those minutes are accumulating and nobody seems to be using them that much. Of course, we also know that landlines are disappearing. We had hardwired phone connections at 50 million for Verizon back in 2005, 31 million this year.
I believe it. I totally believe it. But you know, many people are not very savvy about sending emails. You know why? Because sometimes some of these people are up at 2, 3, or 4 o'clock at night for some reason, whatever, and they're sending emails. They don't realize that they are telling the story of their life to the receiving person. Oh, man, what is this guy doing? He can't sleep at 3 at night? Or he's sending an email at 7 in the morning? Or Saturday evening at 7 o'clock, he's going away with his emails? He doesn't have a date? Or doesn't have a dinner date? I mean, it's just amazing to me. Not too many people are savvy about it.
But don't call that guy because, you know, you might be interrupting him.
Folks, we all think we are going through a recession. But, you know, somebody said rich are getting richer. And it is so true. Not only here in America, but all over the world. The millionaires are actually growing. Their population from 2008 to 2009 is actually double-digit higher.
Wow.
You would never think that with the tanking of the stock market and melting of trillions and trillions of dollars and economy the way it has tanked. But, folks, it has not affected the rich people. Let me tell you how many millionaires are in New York in 2009. 667,200. That's up 18.7%. If you are from Washington, D.C., 152,400 people here are millionaires, and that's 19.3% higher.
Wow. And
those of you who are in Detroit, now imagine Detroit, where it is 27, 28% unemployment. 89,100 in the city of Detroit. That's up 12.1% from 2008. Millionaires are growing.
No, it's unbelievable.
Well, folks, Shilpa and I had a lot of fun today. We sincerely hope you